welcome back to Frenchies Bakery. Today we are going to be making a cake that is perfect to start off the summer. It is going to be a cake that looks like an ice cream cone is melting. Now I have seen cakes similar to this for about a year now, but I'm going to be adding my own little flair to it, and that is going to be stripes going up the side of the cake, and we are going to be alternating between blue and white. This is actually my first time doing stripes up the side of a cake, so we can do this together and figure it out. The first thing that we're going to be working on is actually going to be the ice cream cone. It's kind of going to be like a cake pop, so it needs to be freezing while we are assembling the rest of the cake. So I'm going to get all of the things to make the ice cream cone. For the ice cream cone cake pop, I guess we could call it, you are going to need a waffle cone, a cake pop stick, and some leftover cake. So I'm going to put on some rubber gloves just because this part is really messy. And I do not like to get cake all over my hands. That's just something that I am not a fan of. So we're going to just take a piece of cake and some icing. You can use whatever flavor cake you would like and just a little bit of icing just so the cake forms into a ball like this. We are going to make it big enough to fit on top of this cone here. I'm actually going to take some of the cake and stuff it down into the cone like that. And I'm going to place the cake ball on top of the cone. So it's like that. And then we are going to stick our cake pop straw down into the cone. And then we are going to freeze this while we assemble the rest of our cake. Now that our ice cream cone is in the freezer, we are going to start to assemble our cake. I am going to be making a 6-inch cake, and it is confetti flavored. And all we're going to do is just fill in the layers. So we're gonna put a blob of buttercream icing down and then just spread it all around. And then just smooth that out. And I'm going to repeat these steps with the next 3 layers. Once we have all of our layers filled, we are then going to put on a very thin crumb coat, and then we will pop it into the freezer for about 10 minutes. My cake has been in the freezer for about 10 minutes, so we are going to start adding on our stripes. I am actually going to start off with the color white, so I have some buttercream icing here, and I just put it in a piping bag and cut off the end to make a big hole. So we're just going to squeeze and have it go the whole way around the cake. And then we are going to move on to our blue and do the same exact thing right above the white line. And if it breaks, it breaks. It's not a big deal. You can just fill in the gaps where it broke off. Sometimes it's a little hard to squeeze a big amount out, so that'll happen. And then we are just going to keep rotating the colors and go the rest of the way up the cake. Smooth out the top first, and then we are going to take a bench scraper and smooth out the sides. So we're just going to hold our bench scraper at an angle and then lightly press and swirl it around. And then I'm going to go back in and fill in some gaps, and we're going to go back over it again. Just keep pressing very lightly. I have some pink candy melts here because I want the color to really pop on the cake, so I figured pink would be a really good color. We are actually going to be dipping our ice cream cone inside the candy melts. I put some white buttercream icing on here just to really patch up the cake because it was kind of crumbling. So we're just going to coat our ice cream. Our ice cream cone is completely covered, so now we can start putting the drips down the side of the cake to make it look like the ice cream cone is melting. cone right on top of the cake. So normally whenever I do a drip cake, the drips are extremely perfect, or at least I try and make them as perfect as they possibly can be. I tried to make this look extremely messy. Not perfect, because it's a melting ice cream cone, and I think that this is actually how a melting ice cream cone should look. Really thick blobs coming down the side of the cake. It's just a huge mess whenever your ice cream cone melts. Instead of using a drip bottle, I actually used a spoon, as you guys saw, and I think that that made much more thick drops. And I also did not add very much shortening in my candy melts. If you add in shortening, that will make your candy melts thinner. So I tried to add in just a little teaspoon just to thin it up just a little bit, but not too much. So it made really, really thick drips like this. And I think that this is exactly what I was looking for. Something very sloppy and messy, just like a real ice cream cone. And you guys can get as creative as you would like. You can put on whatever color sprinkles you would like. You can change up the colors. It does not matter. Your imagination can run wild with cakes. I hope that you guys make this cake and tag me in the pictures, because I would love to see your recreations, and I would love to see how creative all of you are, which I know all of you are. So make this cake and switch some things up, add some sprinkles and different colors maybe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Bye.